Que pasa YouTube? How's it going, guys? So, for those of you who did not see the last video, type of video like this, I recorded my boy HarrisIsAwesome in his semifinals match, but I was only able to record the third match. This time around, though, I'm actually here to hopefully record what is going to be a good series of games. For Edi0n, this is the finals. It is best 2 out of 3. You guys may know Harris from my channel and from my Discord server. So, of course, I got to root for my boy. And it looks like this is indeed the first team that he sent me. That's Specs, Primarina, that's Z-Rotom, Cobra, Reuniclus, Life Orb, Ape, Regular, Mega Aggron, and then Scarf Crocodile. So Edi0n here was able to beat Teddy, if I'm not mistaken, in order to make it to the finals here. Crawdaunt does look a little bit annoying from Edi0n, and they're both going to pull doubles here, and it looks like Harris's opponent is able to get the better end there, as they're going to double again, and Edi0n is still kind of in a good spot, although realistically, like, Mega Aggron can just kind of eat a hit here, so it doesn't really matter if Harris does want to stay in or not. If you guys do enjoy this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. Of course, we got to root for my boy Harris here again. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about these series of matches. So far, so good. They both have rocks up. It looks like he may not have... Oh, he just died! No! Yo, if he doesn't have Defog on Gligar, it's over. Bro, that was such a savage play by Harris. That was such a savage-ass play right there. Able to just get rid of the Tentacle like it was nothing. So does he have Defog? No, and it looks like Harris is definitely in control early on here. Yeah, like he really lost nothing in Leaf Storming there. I don't know if I agree with U-turn. Maybe he thought that Harris would switch. I feel like Gligar might have been better off going for a Roost there just to scout out. Like, Gligar's slower, so even if he was expecting like Willow, I mean, I guess he was predicting a switch, but Leaf Storm there was just kind of free, honestly, because not Mega Latios, sorry. This is not UU from earlier this year, but regular Latios isn't too big of an issue for Harris to deal with. So Mega Main is going to Mega here. Does he just click Flare Blitz? No, he's going to double out here. Does this have Flare Blitz? Yeah, oh no, it's Fire Blast, Close Combat, Grass Knot, Slack Off. This is Scarf Crocodile. Yeah, he loses nothing and just gone for knockoff. It doesn't even matter that Gligar lives. Like, the fact that he's able to get rid of the Eviolite on Gligar alone is really good, just because it's way less bulky, as he's gonna switch into the U-turn here. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. Maybe he thought Edi0n would... I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that, but I'm guessing he thought he would maybe hard switch there. Yeah, because this is a kind of a bad spot. Like, I don't think Crocodile is going to appreciate switching in. Like, it can live a hit or two. It can live one hit, if anything. But it's not going to appreciate taking the hit here. No, very, very safe Volt Switch from Edi0n here. I think, like, offensively wise, I think Harris is definitely in control right now. Like, Harris is in a much better spot than Edi0n is. Mega Main's getting worn down. Gligar's lost. It's a Violite. Crawdaunt can't really safely switch in on anything. And even if it does, then in comes Primarina. Like, Klefki's also not going to appreciate taking Specs Moonblast, which is more or less free against him, as Edi0n is playing really smart around this Primarina. Actually, he's constantly ensuring that he keeps up momentum. He probably does know that Primarina, whenever it comes in, it's just going to absolutely smack something, because this is a Specs Primarina, and because it doesn't have leftovers, it's obviously not going to be defensive. So he's probably playing around it as if it was a Specs Primarina, which is very understandable. It's actually Modest Specs. I think they used to run Timid. I don't know if Modest is the wave now, but Modest Specs is going to be denting absolutely anything that Edi0n wants to do here. Plus, if he loses Crawdaunt, if Edi0n loses Crawdaunt, Calm Mind Reuniclus just kind of wins, I think. Well, it doesn't have anything to hit the Latios, so I guess if Latios is Calm Mind, Z, Draco, maybe, they could potentially beat it. But he does want to ensure that he doesn't lose his Crawdaunt in the back. Unfortunately, down goes Primarina. That's a little bit upsetting, because I really wanted to see something just get dropped by Primarina. Maybe Harris thought that he would overpredict and expect Crocodile, which I don't know. I still feel like Crocodile might have been a safe switching, because it could potentially eat 1 HP Ice still, and then you outspeed. But it's not realistically too bad. And he can either go for the Fire Blast here or go for the Slack Off. Slack Off is a safe play, but yeah, Fire Blast is the more aggressive play there. I feel like there was an argument for him to have probably gone for Slack Off over Fire Blast, but if he does get rid of the Clef Key, then that's going to be one less thing he has to worry about, because Clef Key could still potentially get up spikes. So yeah, I'm guessing he just wanted to go straight for the KO there, or maybe he just wants to keep Slack Off in the back for later, as Draco does nothing. Does absolutely nothing to this aggron. Does Harris just click Heavy Slam here? Honestly, I don't think Harris loses anything by clicking Heavy Slam, right? Like, you Heavy Slam here. Yes, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Jesus, that does so much damage. I guess worst case, Clef Key, yeah, it's probably just gonna get up a layer of spikes, and then it's gonna go down. Okay, so that's not entirely too bad. Like, that one spike is gonna be a little bit annoying, because now I don't think Infernape is gonna be able to safely recover or slack off on anything, honestly. So I wonder what he's gonna want to do here. So he's probably gonna sack off Ape, it looks like. Yeah, I guess this does give him a free switch into Rotom, more or less. Like, this is where if he had Primarina, man, Primarina just came in here and literally just clicked Moonblast for free. But Rotom more or less could potentially go for the Gigavolt Havoc. He could also just honestly Volt Switch here. Like, does he really lose anything in going for the Volt Switch here? The aggressive play, I think, would be to pop the Z if he doesn't expect Gligar to come in. But Gligar, even if it comes in on a Volt Switch or a Thunderbolt, Harris could just Leaf Storm the next turn, and even if Gligar is going to want to switch out, it's still going to be taking that 12% from the rocks, and the only real thing it can roost up on is Reuniclus, I think. Potentially Aggron, but Harris most likely from here on out is just going to be purely aggressive with his Aggron. He doesn't really have a need to Toxic anything, and Heavy Slam is honestly just so spammable. Defog, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. He still has his Stealth Rocker alive. And if this Gligar does want to stay in, I was going to say, yeah, it's going to drop to a Leaf Storm, so it's probably not in his best interest. Actually, if Edi0n here pulls a double predicting the Aggron, that could be really bad for Harris. That could be really bad for Harris, actually. I'm not sure if the Fire Blast miss from Infernape really mattered that much. Unless he had been able to burn him, I don't think the miss mattered, yeah, because he's able to recover off the damage here. So Aggron just gets up rocks. It was actually a smart play for Edi0n to go for the recover there, because Latios is going to be an absolute nightmare to deal with, because once this Aggron drops, it can just click Dracos, and I don't think Crocodile one-shots Latios, because it might be Z Latios. So he's going to go for the recover here, as Harris is going to start to Calm Mind. I don't know if I necessarily agree with this. Then again, he does have the Cobra Berry, but he's going to be relying on Focus Blast to hit the Crawdons, and 7 out of 10 times you're gonna miss that Focus Blast, because the accuracy on Focus Blast is a lie. You cannot sit here and tell me that Focus Blast is actually 70%. Okay, I feel like I don't like Focus Blast. Okay, I don't like Focus Blast. Anyways, I'm trying to keep up with this as much as I can. I apologize if I'm talking a little bit. Like, I'm hyped, man. Like, it's so cool to see like one of my good friends like in the finals of like a really good like Smogon tournament here, and it's just crazy, man. I'm really happy for my boy Harris here. If I had the face cam on, you guys could see me like with the biggest grin on my face right now. So unfortunate 10% paralysis there. That's really bad for Harris, because now against the Crawdon, not only does he have to hit Focus Blast, but he also has to worry about the paralysis. So the odds are really not in Harris's favor here, but he's still not in a bad spot either, I think. So this I still think can go either way. I mean, for the most part, Crocodile can just kind of click Knockoff now, which is pretty good for him, but he wants to ensure that this Crawdon, if it is banded, he doesn't want it to just Aqua Jet for free, because Aqua Jet is still going to smack Crocodile. If this is Life Orb Crawdon, I don't think we've seen this attack, have we? So we don't know if it is Life Orb or banded yet, but if he locks himself into Knockoff here, then Crocodile comes in and just clicks Knockoff of its own. So that's not too bad, unless Edi0n is insane or he has the balls to stay in, banking on the knockoff. That way he can just knock off into another Aqua Jet. So that would be kind of crazy. But yeah, like I said, Harris needs to hope that he not only does not get paralyzed, which is 25% chance, but he also hits Focus Blast here, which is only it just died. Holy Jesus, bruh, what? It just died! Bro, that's banded. That is banded as all hell. You cannot tell me that is not banded. Jesus, bruh. Guys, y'all saw that. That just died. That was at 76%. Typically, like, Reuniclus can live a dark hit with cold, but it just died. Yo, Crawdon's disgusting. The funny thing too is that Crawdon was annoying for Harris in his final match to make it to the finals. So really, really good play here, going for the Volt Switch. In comes Crocodile, right? I think with this chip, he can afford to potentially knock him out here. So I think knockoff is just his play. Yeah, I don't think it would have been worth going for the Pursuit there, because I don't think Pursuit would have knocked out Latios. And that does nothing. Okay, I thought that knockoff would be doing a little... If he U-turns here, savage play. Ooh, savage play. I almost wanted to say just stay in and go for knockoff. I almost kind of feel like he should have gone for knockoff. But yeah, I think at this point the chat knows that it's GG. I feel like Harris definitely played this well. Like, if this was not Bandit Crawdon, Reuniclus might have been able to live. And things could have gone a little bit better for him. I feel like him not switching into Mega Main earlier and losing his Primarina really hurt him. Because Primarina definitely would have been able to just get a free kill. This does not drop, but this should drop the Heavy Slam, I think, right? Yes. Does Harris still win? I don't think so. Gligar comes in, it can roost. Crawdon comes in. Actually, Crawdon just locks itself into Aqua Jet, and I think it wins. Yeah, because if it's like Edi0n and Banded, it's going to drop to Aqua Jet. So yeah, unfortunately, it looks like Harris is probably going to be taking the L here for game 1. But that is the beauty of the best 2 out of 3 format. There is still 2 more games that Harris could potentially make and come back in to win it all. So at the beginning of this match, I really thought Harris was in control. I feel like once he lost the Primarina and once he lost the Infernape, he lost like 2 decent heavy hitters on his squad. And unless that Fire Blast had hit him burn, then the miss didn't really matter. But he could have been a little bit more aggressive with the Crocodile potentially on the Mega Manetric, but it is what it is. Like, it is what it is. So I'm guessing that Edi0n is potentially calcing to see how much Aqua Jet does. I mean, I don't think it really matters at this point because there's no way Crocodile is going to be able to knock out Gligar. And he's going to go with the safer route here by bringing in the Gligar. Because this is going to ensure that he's able to just roost up for free. The best thing Harris can do is just go for the Heavy Slam there, I think. Also, if he had just spam knockoff instead of switching into Rotom, I think that would have helped him out a little bit better because he would have been able to knock off the band on the Crawdon, which might have been nice for him. As he's going to drop to the Heavy Slam, and yeah, Crawdon can just lock itself into Aqua Jet at this point, I think. Unless, for, like, if for some reason Crocodile can live, I don't know. I don't think Crocodile can live in Edi0n and Banded. I don't even want to look at the chat because I don't want to see like a potential calc spoiler. But I'm like on the edge of my seat here, man. I really hope Crocodile can live. I really hope Crocodile can live, but I don't think it does. Like literally, Edi0n has to go for Aqua Jet. He has to go for Aqua Jet. Otherwise, Crocodile outspeeds and knocks him out with an Earthquake. Yeah, see. So he goes for the Aqua Jet, and this is the moment of truth. Oh, this is the moment of truth. Ah! I'm like on the edge of my seat, guys. Come on, Crocodile! No! No! So that was a really good game. Really good game. Actually, I wanna see that calc. Actually, hold on. I wanna see that calc real quick. Let's see. Crocodile, yeah, Stealth Rocks, Crawdon, Choice Banded, Aqua Jet. Oh, if he was Jolly, it was a roll. It was a roll! No! And Harris has a little bit of bulk on this as well. It's like 16 HP, I think, and like 8 defense. So even if he was adamant, Harris was at 72%. Aqua Jet had a 43% chance, guys. What? Oh, no, because he took the... No, even though he did take the Stealth Rocks, it was fine. Ah, dude, that sucks. Ah, I'm so sorry, Harris. That was a really good game, though, I think. That was a really good match there. Yeah, see, it was like a 50% chance here. I don't know if you guys can see, but it was like a 50-50 there. So, we're going to chill out for a sec until the next game starts. Alright, so we're jumping right into game number 2, and it looks like this is team number 3 that Harris is using here. So we have Firefang Hippo, we have regular Empoleon with Defog and Roar, we have Standard, Roost 3 attacks, Mega Arrow, Banded, Scizor, Life Orb, Latios, and Normalium Z Beware. So, Moltres is a giant nuisance to this team. I even think I told Harris that when he showed me this. I remember him showing me one team that he was probably going to use. I was like, this gets bodied by Moltres, but it looks fun. So we're going to see here, like, Ice Beam and Dark Pulse are still going to do a lot of damage to Latias. Man, it's still a little bit lame though that the match literally just came down to that 50-50 roll. Yeah, and I even showed Harris like, and he confirmed that it was a 50-50 roll. So hopefully the boy can bounce back here in game number 2. If not, then this is going to be a short little series here. So yeah, Edi0n is going to switch out here into Deontay. Makes sense. Deontay is actually a pretty cool mon. I've seen this a bit in the UU tier. And it just, for the most part, kind of hard walls the Latias, unfortunately, especially this variance. Although his opponent now knows that he may not be, or his opponent doesn't know that Latias is life orb, so he can keep that in mind. As in comes the Blastoise. If he has Aura Sphere, this is gonna hurt. Yeah. Oh, Jesus, that's so much damage. This is a little bit bad. Like, switching into Blastoise is actually very hard for this team to do. And it makes sense that Harris wouldn't try to prep for Blastoise here, because Blastoise did recently drop down to RU, where it's a beast in RU. Very rare to see, though, in UU. But yeah, this Blastoise is going to be a giant issue for Harris to deal with, unfortunately. Yeah, he's got to kind of just sack this off. This is not a really good start for Harris here. I'm a little worried, actually. So, does he click Draco here again, or does he go for the Psychic? I think he has to go for Draco. I don't think Psychic is enough to knock him out. He does have Thunder on this Latias, which is weird, because his Life Orb Thunder, typically they're like Electrium with Thunder. I don't know if his opponent would risk hard switching into Krookodile. I feel like Deontay is a really safe play. Harris, at the same time, could double, potentially. I don't know. I feel like there was an argument for him to try and double there into Scizor, potentially. Let's see. Hippo, he's probably just going to get a Brox, right? Yeah. So now Hippo can get a Brox, which is nice. Or if Harris wants to be aggressive, he can Earthquake Blast. Like, Blastoise can literally just come in here and potentially nab another KO. Like, that's how threatening Blastoise still is to Harris's team. It's at 82%. It's going to live in Earthquake very easily. Yeah, so Harris does just opt to get him. I mean, that's fine. Like, Rocks is still a fine play. Like, if Edi0n had brought in Blastoise there, that would have been insane, I think. That would have been an amazing play. And it would have given him a good amount of momentum. Although, if Blastoise is his hazard removal, then it's probably best for him to try and keep it in the back, as Harris is going to opt to go for the Roost. So still, Edi0n does not know that this Latias is actually Life Orb instead of it being potentially Z-move. So now comes Scizor. Oh, the Heal Bell! No! Oh, that's really bad. That's really, really bad. Now Blastoise has... Oh, damn. Yeah, Suicune looks like a giant issue for him. Oh, this is really bad. And it's kind of crazy, too, because even if Harris were to lose this match, he still could have potentially won game 1 if his opponent just had got a lower roll. Yeah, I don't know. I think he should have just stuck with the second team he wanted to originally bring. His second team was the one that I used in the Showdown Live. And it would have been able to much easier to handle the potential Suicune here. So he could bring in Latias here. And he could still try to Draco. Missing that Thunder on Deontay does kind of suck, although I doubt it would have done much damage at all. Honestly, what does he want to do? Like, Beware? Maybe. Like, I don't think he has Facade on Beware. I think it's like only Double Edge, which is a little bit unfortunate. There's no way that Mega Arrow is gonna even come close to being able to deal with this Suicune. Like, Suicune is actually such a problem, and since he lost Empoleon so early, so does Edi0n try to go for the burn here? He could just make an aggressive switch in the Scizor here. He's faster. Oh, please don't burn. Bruh, come on. That sucks. I think that's game. Like, he could try to Z here. I mean, Suicune really loses nothing in going for Protect. Yeah, this is Normalium, not Fightium. I did 0. Ah, dude, this is bad. Yeah, I don't think Harris is going to win this one. Edi0n just had such a good matchup, man. Blastoise literally just led against him, and because it did have the Aura Sphere, it was basically a good game at that point. Is Edi0n a man and try to bring in the Moltres here? No, he's going to bring in Suicune. I mean, Suicune is fine. Suicune is like the safe play. Why would you Bullet Punch? I don't agree with that. I really don't think he should have bullet punched there. I really don't think he should have bullet punched there. Like, U-turn was literally no drawback. Even if Edi0n stayed in, it wouldn't have been that bad because in comes Hippowdon potentially. So, at this point, it is kind of good though that Edi0n's taking damage. Do Psychic. Psychic, no! Oh, that did a lot still. Hold up, does he just Psychic here? Okay, with this dropping, I mean, if that's Pursuit Scizor, that's bad. But then Crocodile also just kind of comes in here, unfortunately, and potentially traps it. So Edi0n's finally down. Finally got a kill here, which is nice because if he's able to wear down the Blastoise, it's going to be really good. But I think at this point, Crocodile just kind of Pursuit traps. And because Beware's burned, it doesn't even matter. Dude, that burn on Beware is really, really bad for Harris, honestly. Like, first off, Beware was able to outspeed Suicune, which was huge in itself. Because now he would have been able to have a way to potentially deal with it. But Harris stays in like a man, goes for the roost. Oh, that was a really good play on Harris. Yeah, he can just keep spamming roost at this point too, until he gets up to a high enough amount of HP. He just has to hope that Crocodile does not crit. Oh, I don't even want to say it out loud because I feel like it may happen now. So this means he may not have Pursuit on Scizor. That could be potentially a Swords Dance Scizor, as he just drops the Draco and it just dies. So Crocodile is gone. Yeah, Scizor has to come in here now. If this is SD, he still has Hippowdon in the back, which is not entirely too bad. Like, I think he has to Bullet Punch here. He's either gonna Bullet Punch or go for SD. Okay, so Bullet Punch there, that makes sense. Did 38% with the crits. I'm not sure if that's banded damage or not. So we're back in that kind of odd scenario from earlier. Like, does Harris want to go for the safe play, which is Slack Off, or does he want an Earthquake here? So, I'm not really sure. I feel like Earthquake, like, see, that's the thing too. Like, Blastoise is still so healthy, man. Blastoise is still at such a high amount of HP. It's at 82%, right? It's coming in on 70%, maybe taking like what, 20%, puts him to 50%. He's taking 6% from the Sandstorm, so he's gonna be at about 40-ish% still. But I guess at that point, Harris could sack off the Latios, and then that way maybe Aerodactyl can come in to KO if he doesn't miss the Stone Edge. But with him still having Scizor in the back, it can just come in safely. So he's gonna double. Is that a bad play? Not really. I guess, I don't know. Like, Blastoise is unfortunately going to be able to outspeed still, which kind of sucks. That did... Bro, that burn is just so lame. That burn is so lame. And now Moltres has been freed up because of the Rapid Spin. And Edi0n can still save this, but oh! Okay, so they're both gonna go down there. So it's really good for Harris that Blastoise is gone. But Moltres, yeah, and the Suicune is still just such a problem too. Like, if this burns, please don't. Okay, thank you. If that had burned, that would have been really bad for Harris. That would have been super bad for Harris. So at this point, Scizor is kind of like the biggest nuisance for Harris, I think. Yeah, because Scizor can just come in here for free. Well, actually, no, because Harris can sack off Scizor or Latios. I think Harris might be able to pull this out, actually. I think Harris might, maybe be able to pull this out. You slack off. Yeah, you have to slack off here. No, I don't think Harris can win. Well, actually, with the sand up, Aerodactyl comes in now, I guess. It could switch in potentially. Although I guess Edi0n doesn't lose anything in Supersonic. Yeah, no, I don't think Harris has this still. Like, if maybe he was able to get off a little bit more damage on the Scizor, like Scizor comfortably switches in to Mega Arrow. Like, Harris could stay in here to take the hit and see what he wants to do. Bro, that burn. What is my man Harris has been getting hexed so badly. Yeah, you have to get a Brox here. That makes sense. So he can honestly... Okay, that's actually a really good play on Harris's part. Because now, once this Moltres switches out and switches in, like, it's going to be so low. It's going to be so low. Now Scizor is going to be... Oh! Harris! Harris! My boy Harris the GOAT! Bruh, how does this man do it? Yo, Harris popping off real quick. Yo, hit that Stone Edge. Get that crit Stone Edge on the scissor, on the switch in, my mans. You deserve it. You deserve it. This is game. This is game. Bro, Harris with the comeback. Bro, Harris with the comeback. Yes, let's go. Let's go. My man's coming in clutch. No! No, the burn, dude. The burn. Bro, get a burn. Come on. Bro, that's so lame. Harris literally just... He made a comeback. Yo, this is lame, man. I'm sorry, but this is so dumb. First, he got burned by the flamethrower, which is 10%, and now he just missed a 5% fire thing. Alright, I guess this is payback for Harris for always lucking me when we battled. But damn, man, you hate to see us, like... Edi0n was in such control of the match. Harris was able to make a comeback. Burn? No. Dude, come on. Don't say GG to that. That was lame. Like, if he had been able to hit the fire fang, he might have been able to burn him. And if he had been able to burn that scissor, then Hippo might have been able to 1v1 this. Dude, that sucks. Oh well. I was so happy, man. I was so happy. I was like, yes, Harris played that end game so perfectly, man. Harris played the end game so well. And unfortunately, luck is part of the game. Dude, that sucks. Oh well. It was still two pretty good games. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this. If you did, hit that thumbs up button that's down below. Let me know what you thought about these games, man. Especially this end game right here. Like, near the end right here. Hold up, let's take a look at it. Bro, that Blastoise too, man. Blastoise was such a problem here. Like, right here. So, this burn was so huge. This burn was absolutely, like, potentially game-changing, honestly. And once you think about it, that's a 10% chance. That's a 10% chance out of a 100% chance, obviously, that you have to win a game here. I mean, obviously, there's no telling that Harris would have won game 3 or not, but still, it would have taken it to a game 3, and it still would have gave Harris a chance to win. But the fact that the Moltres burned here was just... that was so upsetting. And then, when he missed the Fire Fang here... Where is it, this turn? Yeah, he missed Fire Fang here on turn 38. And then we see the next turn that it does 39%. He could have just kept spamming Fire Fang until eventually he was able to potentially burn this Scizor. But, I don't know, man. It is what it is. I'm gonna go talk to my boy, see how things go. And hopefully y'all did enjoy, and I will see you all tomorrow. So later, everybody.
No matter where you're at, I'm not here to make friends, it's time to attack and deplete your HP with a final smash. Don't make me turn around and pull a 6-foot hacks. 6 foot hacks. Yeah. 6 foot hacks. Yeah. 6 foot